Have you ever been staying up late as a kid, watching Adult Swim when you weren't supposed to, and then suddenly the clock rolls to 6 a.m.? You start to hear the national anthem, or at least a weird, eerie variation of it. You look at the screen to see a bunch of what looks like meaningless footage with classic Adult Swim logos in the background. Shots of a golden owl statue appear, and to end whatever crazy experience you just watched, you hear the calm voice of a narrator telling you your Adult Swim experience is over for the night.
This concludes our broadcast day. Thanks for watching Adult Swim.
Shortly after, the whimsical music of Cartoon Network starts to play.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
What you just witnessed is the transition from Adult Swim to Cartoon Network, otherwise known as the Adult Swim sign-off. 15 years ago today, Cartoon Network gave 3 hours in the middle of the night to an experience called Adult Swim.
You know, soccer mom. Alright.
For the last 10 years in a row, the network has ranked number 1 among adults. As of now, Adult Swim airs from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., while Cartoon Network, a kids channel, plays during the day. At 7 p.m., Cartoon Network says a sad goodbye to all of the happy kids watching, while Adult Swim says hello to all the drunk adults. Or if your parents weren't looking, the kids who didn't say goodbye to Cartoon Network, and instead wanted to watch all the weird adult-rated comedy shows. Shows like Family Guy and Robot Chicken were really popular. But similar to Cartoon Network, Adult Swim has to sign off. But Adult Swim isn't like Cartoon Network. They aren't normal.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
The sign-off is iconic for any kid who grew up in the early 2000s watching adult cartoons, but not really for the reason you'd hope. It really brought a sense of unsettlement to the audience. This feeling like I'm not supposed to be here. And in a way, I'm not. I'm staying up past my bedtime, watching TV shows my mother would flip out if she caught me watching. But that's not it. There's more to the sign-off than just being somewhere you aren't supposed to. This Redditor, who I'm assuming is an adult, shares the same feeling as thousands of other people. This really made me think that maybe the sign-off was intended for this. So I started to look at the audio from it. You know, the Star Spangled Banner, the one that haunted this Redditor for years. And while listening to this audio at 3 a.m., I started to get nostalgic. But with that nostalgia came that same feeling of unease I got from the sign-off. The Star Spangled Banner, a song burned into every American, is being played in an almost absent tone. It's something unfamiliar to everyone. You know this audio isn't right because you hear it every day when you stand for the pledge. So to hear it now gives that unsettled feeling. The audio sounds reminiscent. It has this echo to it that almost makes you feel like you're thinking back on an old memory. The pride from the original song is taken and replaced with emptiness. And while doing some more research, I found that the Adult Swim sign-off is more likely supposed to be a parody of the sign-off used on the television in the 90s.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
But what I noticed while watching it is I didn't really have that same unsettled feeling. This only further confirmed my theory on just being up late at night, because this sign-off played around the same time as the Adult Swim one, so it couldn't just be a late night thing. But I decided to do something. When switching the audios from the 90s sign-off to the Adult Swim one, that feeling came back. But this time, it wasn't as strong as the Adult Swim one. In the 90s sign-off, the images shown represent pride in America. But what does the Adult Swim sign-off represent? Well, if you didn't know, this is actually Adult Swim headquarters. That golden mysterious owl statue? Yeah, it represents the Statue of Liberty. Or at least for Adult Swim. The building shown here, this is the Adult Swim headquarters, and could represent the White House. And even if I'm not correct in my theory, it's still a whole lot better than meaningless footage. After finding this out and rewatching the Adult Swim sign-off, I noticed something changed. While yes, the audio still horrifies me, I don't feel empty anymore. I actually kind of find it funny.
Man, I'm dead.
That this weird video I thought was just a sign-off is yet another joke by Adult Swim. Something that me and many fans love about the network. It feels almost like it's talking straight to you. When a bumper pops up telling you may have left the oven on, it feels like it's directly towards you. The sign-off is no different than one of those bumpers, and I think it signifies what Adult Swim is perfectly. Would wild shows like Black Jesus and the Eric Andre Show?
What the Investigate 311.
It's only fitting that the sign-off for such a chaotic network is also chaotic. And it only makes it more perfect when you hear the amazing sound of the Cartoon Network logo bouncing in. Hopefully after watching this video, you have a greater appreciation for the sign-off, and you're no longer scared of its unsettling sound. That golden owl that used to haunt your nightmares, I hope now you can see it as the Adult Swim headquarter mascot, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Or at least, that's what I take from it. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day or night, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.
This concludes our broadcast day. Thanks for watching Adult Swim.